Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Zero to Hero. Okay, quick update on the last episode. I've done a little bit of work. I've had to remove the main mod for the time being. So we're going to be running with kind of vanilla-ish health settings. However, the stim packs will restore only partial limb damage, and they still heal over time as opposed to instant heals. I just could not get it to work. However, that's enough of an update. Let's jump into our first raid. We're not going to be taking any gear with us. All we have, actually, we have nothing other than, well, this little bit of clothing and armor. Everything else is as it was in the last episode, and we are basically ready to rock and roll. I lied. We're going to take one stim pack with us. That's all. So we've got partial health. We've only got partial health because we've still got radiation damage, and I had to sleep a few days to sort out the mod issue, so our limbs have been fully regenerated. But yeah, we've still got something like 17 rad damage. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's game time. So, are we near Concord, are we? This kind of looks like Concord, doesn't it? So, major change from Season 1 being that the Minutemen are back in action here in the Commonwealth. So in the first season in the Nomad mod list, they've been disabled. However, they are here, and they'll function pretty vanilla, I think. So we'll see how they go. I don't know what sort of weapons they'll have, what sort of weapons and armor the characters will have when we come across them. But we'll find out soon enough, perhaps. Okay, so we just picked up a snub-nosed pistol there with 7 rounds. Okay, so that's something. What have we got here? Broken shotgun. A little bit of extra armor. Got a chest piece and some raider underwear. So we'll be dropping the... Yeah, we'll stick with that. We'll keep hold of the blue jumpsuit. It gives us added intelligence. Oh, we've got a sniper rifle. So one thing that's interesting, which I didn't really know was a part of the list, is that you don't get any kind of XP from crafting or settlement building. That's quite a few enemies, isn't it? Oh, we've got no ammo for this gun. Okay. Alright. I don't know about taking on that many enemies, guys. Although, if Preston could do his job and actually defend the Commonwealth, that would be great. So obviously we're really close to Sanctuary here. Which is good for us. Let's take all that stuff. So yeah, I'm noticing there's a few sort of lighting problems here. I'll have to look into that as well. Hadn't really noticed that before now. Now then, do we risk it by sticking around and trying to kill some of these raiders? What have we got? We just picked up a Molotov. That could be very useful. We've only got 7 rounds. Okay, there's not too many of them, is there? 7 rounds for 4 enemies, I think it is. Plus, Preston might take out 1 or 2 of them. Is that too far? Spot on. Kind of, maybe? So we do have a stim pack. Oh, we've got some Radex too. Kind of helpful. We don't have any melee. We do have a melee weapon. We've got a pool cue. Let's use that stim pack. So as you'll see, it gives us a little bit of health over time. And is it slightly, yeah, slightly fixing our damaged arm there. Holy smokes. Now these enemies are very intelligent, so they are likely to flank, to wait around corners, to bait us out. Just remember, if we die, we lose all this gear. I feel like they're still shooting at this corner here. This is very risky. One bullet left, guys. This is probably too risky, right? I mean, if I don't get the headshot, I'm practically done for. Oh, he's come out here now. Is that a different enemy? Oh, there can't be too many left. This is a lot of... Oh, did I get him? Oh! Alright, I'm happy with that. We're out of here. That's too much gear to risk. Wait. Let's see what we got here. Must have picked up some ammo there somewhere. We did. Pipe pistol. Alright. Let's get on it then. Any more stim packs by any chance? No. Sounds like there's one left. Two left? Based off of those gunshots. What have we got here? 12 rounds? 13 rounds. That's it for the bullets. I think we got one of them. But unfortunately we have attracted some unwanted attention here. Mind you. He set an ambush for us. Is that it? Did we clear Concord? Well, at least not the museum, obviously. Preston, you gonna shout out to me or what? Watch there be one hidden somewhere. I'm not usually a big fan of automatic weapons. He's still going on as if there's somebody here. So yeah, so with the you know, the fact that I've re-enabled the Minutemen, they're not going to have any kind of special gear, or they haven't been modded because they're not supposed to be here. So I've just basically re-enabled vanilla. I didn't really think about that. I would have probably added in some mods to kind of enhance them a little bit, but, you know, whatever. We can have a little bit of vanilla flavor, can't we? Call this the Neapolitan. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think I'm going to go because I reckon there's probably still a raider hanging around here somewhere. Could have even gone inside one of these buildings. And he might be likely to ambush us and raid us of our precious, newly gathered resources. Alright, not so bad. Not so bad. Oof. Still got 50 minutes. We've only been in the raid for 10 minutes, but again, you know, going back just allows us to secure all this gear. We can head out on as many more raids as we want. But this gives us the absolutely essential save. Our carry capacity is great here. So, you know, we'll do a little bit of looting. Nice, got a blood pack there. Some more bobby pins. Now, what have we got? We got a level up, didn't we? Level 3. Excuse me. We've been heading for... What was it? Was there something we were heading for? Yeah, sneak. It is going to be vital. It really is. It's going to help us out early game, big time. So, you know, we'll get that on our next level up. And then we'll have a look after that. What we want to be doing. We could also loot Red Rocket now as we go up here, but watching out for the mole rats. Say hello to the dastardly dog meat. Holy smokes. That's a lot of radiation. Becoming a bit of a problem for us. Now, when we die and respawn back at our secure location, we will regenerate our rads, as in, we won't have rads anymore. Can't butcher any animals yet. Now, I know there's a bit of there's a thing, isn't there, with dog meat. If you don't activate him, the mole rats don't spawn, so... Oh. We might take advantage of that. By looting the area first. We should have enough for all this stuff here. Enough space, I mean. Okay, I've got some copyright stuff going on. Give me a minute. Okay, music disabled. So, another settlement. Oh yeah, so one issue we had, because I've had to uninstall MAME, the mod suggests that, you know, you head to an underground area, which we were anyway, and then you wait 72 hours to allow the leveled lists, which is the part of the game that decides, you know, you have enemies spawning with certain items that will no longer be available. So it resets the leveled lists after 72 hours. However, I did it. I slept for 72 hours and we failed the Rescue the Settler from Camp Kendall mission, which I didn't even know that had a time limit on it, which is interesting. So that was one of the settlement missions that would have given us allied status. So, you know, we're just going to call that a kind of casualty of war. And essentially what we can do anyway is when we go back to that location, we can just use the mod functionality, the mod function that allows us to claim the settlement anyway. So I don't know if they give us like another mission. Do we have another chance to become an ally of the settlement? Or is it literally once you fail that mission, you can no longer ally yourself to that settlement location? So I don't know about that. We'll have to look into it. Is it, it's early morning, isn't it? Oh, it's actually nighttime. Okay. That's not real time. No, it isn't. Okay, we're not going down there. Not going down there just yet. So you have to become quite strategic with regards to locations because, you know, the other locations in the world that you would have previously just wandered into and killed everyone, probably first time. If you're doing that with lots of gear and you're taking that risk and then something kills you, you lose all that stuff. So what it essentially means is we will end up being braver at the start of a run, at the start of a raid, and a little bit more cowardly, or rather strategically careful. towards the end of the raid. Because, you know, we've got a lot of stuff here that we don't want to lose. So, that's another settlement claimed. So, CVC Dead Wasteland is one of the mods we've got installed. I've been rolling with this ever since I discovered it in... Oh yeah, we've also got basement bunkers. We can apply establish settlement bunkers for ourselves, which are linked to our settlements. And we also have... Where is it here? Is it in the structures? Yeah, so ever since I discovered these two mods in Ground Zero... Pretty sure there's supposed to be another one here. Actually, maybe the settlement menu has done some interesting changes here. However, we can have a little bit of a look through this later. It's not ideal that this is how it's set up, but you know, we've got maybe a little bit of a mod conflict going on here that's given us a weird settlement menu for this mod. Alright, anyway, not a big deal, but yeah, just probably a little bit annoying in terms of navigating this modded in. This is not supposed to be a part of the... It's not a part of the Nomad mod list. Anyway, now that I've updated you on all that, let's get back in the action, shall we? Sometimes it's an interesting thing to navigate the commentary on these videos, because I know some of you are here for the mods and the modding experience and the modding info. And then the rest of you are here for the actual gameplay. Okay, CVC, yeah, so you're here for the gameplay, so, you know, you don't really want to hear all that stuff. But some of you do like it. Anyway, CVC Story Lady 01, Romeo and Juliet.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for another visit with a story lady.
This is going to be lethal in here, by the way.
Today's story is one I call Romeo and Juliet, and it goes something like this. Once upon a time, there were two young lovers named Romeo and Juliet. But alas, their families were bitter enemies and forbade them to see each other. So they had to plan secret meetings whenever and wherever they could. They loved each other very deeply and had planned to run away and start a new life together in a distant land. Just before the happy lovers were about to run away, an evil messenger lied and told Juliet that Romeo had been killed. Juliet was so overcome with grief that she took poison and died just as Romeo came to get her. Romeo then knew that he could not go on without her, and so he stabbed himself to death, and they all lived happily ever after.
Thank you, Story Lady. Be sure and tune in again next time, boys and girls, when the Story Lady will attack a well-known religion.
Great. Alright, so yeah, we've got those to look forward to as we scour the Commonwealth. Whether or not we will manage to actually save them all and add them to like a collection is yet to be seen. These boom bugs are horrific, horrifying enemies. These ones aren't so bad, but the bigger ones fully explode and are essentially walking or running mines. Now, we do have a bit of a weird sound effect. You'll know what this is by now, probably. It's like when you're inside the house, for some reason, any gunshots that are occurring outside, at least I think that's what it is, seem to be sort of right, or at least happening to the building you're in. It's just a weird bug. I don't know how to fix it. And it's in the original mod list. Anyway... Now, what's going to come crawling out of these bushes? Anything? Nothing? Yeah, something. Is it a rad roach? Is it a rad roach? It sounded like a rad roach. No, it's an ant. A small forager ant. Alright, well, we might as well. You know, we've still got a fair bit of time here. So I figure we might as well make the most of it and do a little bit of scavenging in this area. Now, when I say this place is going to be lethal, potentially because the few times that I've been here in my tests, I get assaulted by hordes of ravenous bugs of various kinds. Now, we do have Codsworth on hand to help, hopefully. But on more than one occasion, I have been attacked by some sort of flying wasp creature that seems to inject babies into my body, and then when I die, they explode out of my chest in glorious alien-like fashion. Okay, little bits and bobs. Let's take all the little bits and bobs. So we're probably going to be... What about there? Karmics. Why is my radiation meter going up? Yeah, the rads is a problem, isn't it, right now? It's... Oh! Torch. Yeah, alright. Did I mention this to you previously? I can't remember if I did. We've got a... Yeah, we've got a new mod. A new mod install, which I love and I hate at the same time. Which forces our torch to use fusion cells. Not that we actually have any. I don't think it like legitimately uses fusion cells, but it's like a lore thing, you know. So after about a minute, you start to get minor radiation emittance. After about another 30 seconds, you start to get more major radiation emittance, and then maximum. So it's like it's overheating. You know, a lot of these devices we're finding here are like 200 years old. So potentially, you know, if they used to use fusion cells in torches back in the day, obviously they've started to deteriorate after 200 years. And so if you leave your torch on for too long, things start to get a little bit radioactive. So may I implore you, implore you to, yeah, turn your brightness up at times, please. However, it does deactivate after a while. I'm not sure what the setting is, but I might actually decrease the time that it takes for that to reset. Alright, let's get Sanctuary claimed as well. Because, you know, we need a torch. Obviously. Okay, Sanctuary is now ours. So we can use this menu here to claim the other one. We can claim it if it's not already claimed. Anyway, we'll get to that later, obviously. You know, we're allowed. There was a bit of an issue there with the main mod, so we had to do something about that. Yeah, so I've got to actually look into that. See, it feels like it's a little bit long-winded on that cooldown. Not so bad now while we can still see, but it's about to get extremely dark. We are getting loads and loads of loot here, so this is going to establish us really well. And what I can do is I can actually transfer this into Sanctuary, because Sanctuary is going to be our home base. So let's drop off all this stuff that we don't have any ammo for. And I think I'd like to keep the semi-auto pipe pistol. And oh wow, do you not just love how these menus jump around sometimes? Let's drop off all this stuff. We will end up breaking this down for components. And anything we don't really need right now. Including these, and we'll keep all of this one. The mobile workshop, and we'll drop off everything except maybe one dirty water. Actually, keep hold of the purified water. And did I re-enable survival mode? I think I did. I had to do that to sleep the 72 hours without dying. Let me just triple check. Yes, we are on survival. Alright, so we're basically good now. We'll continue looting Sanctuary a little bit. Now, can I use my torch yet? Critical hits and melee attacks permanently do plus 5% damage. So, okay, I've got to look at this. Give me a second. Alright, so I've just messed with the values a little bit. Let's see how that goes. So we're just messing around with how quickly it cools down. Alright, I'm going to whack this one into intelligence because I want to level up a little bit quicker. Quicker the better. I do love starting out with this custom special mod set to basically 0. So you start out with 1 in all your special perks. And yeah, it's a grind. It's a deep grind. How much time have we got left here? 34.9 minutes. Okay, we've got a problem. Wait, we can still die, can't we? What am I even doing? Let's get back to base and end the raid. We are, by our own self-imposed rules, allowed to hang out in Sanctuary as long as we like, between raids, because this is our home location, and our objective is to, well, get ourselves set up here. So we've completed the raid now. Now if I go out here, it should be safe, meaning it should just spawn us in Sanctuary and not on a raid. Yeah, good. So there is a setting that you can activate where when you leave your safe space, it automatically puts you onto a raid. Did I save? I didn't, did I? Alright, well, we're in Sanctuary. This is our home location. We can save whenever we want. Let's try and defeat these horrifying buggers by punching them in the nose. Okay, this was a bad idea. Okay. We survived somehow. Uh-oh. Get him, Codsworth. Oh. So yeah, we can't loot any of these creatures, although we haven't been on top. Ooh, I know where there's a knife. I do know where. Oh no. It's those bloodworm larvae things. So as you can see, we've got a real problem when it comes to night times. It's not super dark right now, but if we get an overcast night, we are going to be here struggling to see in the darkness. Now, I've got a question for you. Is the vault technically in Sanctuary? Because if it is, we can go to the vault. I know there's a knife up there, or usually there is. Some Radex, some Medex. And that's one thing I'm going to try to focus in on too, is the, the occasional drug use. The occasional, not recreational, but it serves a purpose, because if we take some Medex or whatever with us, or whatever it is, buff out, or all this stuff that I never ever really use in this game, we take it out with us on a raid, we can make use of it. Is it? Are we? Yeah. Is the vault in Sanctuary? I think it is, right? Kind of. I'll tell you what. Let me ask Google or ChatGPT or someone who's like my immediate chat companion in life these days. If I'm wanting to like immersively roleplay that I'm streaming, and I want to ask you guys a question, I can I can ask our dear friend ChatGPT, who's always there, just always present, ready to answer any of your questions on demand. Almost like this weird, obsessive stalker, artificial intelligence robot creature who won't leave you alone. Let me ask him, what's the deal? Is the vault in Sanctuary? So, I asked him and I asked him, is the vault located in Sanctuary in Fallout 4? And he said, no, don't be silly. There is no vault in Sanctuary. Sanctuary is a pre-war settlement, etc., etc. And vaults are underground dwellings, deep beneath the surface of the earth, in which, residents of the Commonwealth attempted to, find sanctuary from the nuclear fallout. Vaults are scattered all across the Commonwealth. And I said, alright, okay, smarty pants. is the vault entrance located in Sanctuary? And it said, why yes, yes it is. The vault entrance is located in Sanctuary. And then I forget what else came after that. So, ooh, ouch, that hurt my fist. This means that we can technically go to the vault while we are not on a raid. And we're not on a raid right now, so we can save. And that's brilliant. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the whole problem here with this this torch overheating. Essentially, I think what this means is we might just have to stop and sit in the darkness for, you know, 10 or 15 seconds. And, you know, maybe we can just have a heart-to-heart sitting here, isolated, alone in the darkness. What would you like to do? Me and you here, all by ourselves, in the dark. Don't be rude. Anyway, let's get back to mission at hand. So, you know, it's essentially it's probably going to become a little bit of an annoyance. But whatever. I've never played with this feature before. I discovered this in the Fallout Anomaly series because that mod list makes use of this mod, and it confused the crap out of me for the longest time because I had no idea what was happening or why I was taking radiation damage, and I was trying to figure out, is it the zombies? When I walk near the zombies it seems to activate, and then it wasn't near the zombies. Then it seemed to be like the ground, is the ground radiated? Then it wasn't radiated, and I was just confused. And one of the developers helped settle my anxiety. Said, are you by any chance walking around with your flashlight on all the time? And I said, why yes. How did you know? And he said, well yeah, there's a mod called Enjoy the Darkness, and it makes you need to turn your torch off all the time. Now what I was gonna say is, ooh, what's over there? Let's just call this corner of the map Sanctuary, okay? So, you know, essentially at some point we can make our way over there. That's the little shack, isn't it? The murder shack that murdered us a lot in the last series. Where am I even going right? Okay, it's up here. So, you know, the torch will be a bit of an annoyance until we find ourselves in combat somewhere in some house or in some landscape, and we are forced to essentially have to keep it on and take radiation damage while we try to not die. So, you know, just a little bit of a twist and a tweak, a twerk, good old-fashioned twerk to the gameplay system, and I am lost. Where is the vault entrance? Here we go. Now, if memory serves, and it rarely does, but sometimes it does, there will be a knife inside this little shack here, buried into the computer terminal, which is weird, isn't it? Somebody got really angry at the computer. Oh dear. Beating the world to death with my fists. It's the only way to live. Try it. Okay. Oh, alright, so now, yeah. Sweet. So we've now got a butchery tool. What a find. The locals told me there was nothing close to human left alive in these parts. But it seems that Abernathy fellow was holding out on me, an entire pre-war vault, sealed tighter than a sunset sarsaparilla. I don't own one of those fancy Pip-Boy models though, so this safari ain't likely to transition to an excavation anytime soon. Regardless, I thought my services could prove of some use to anyone locked inside, and I've been on a bit of writing kick lately, so I decided to compose whatever this is. Anyway, I'm something of a biologist, so long as we're using both the terms somewhat and biologist generously. I gather knowledge on the critters of the wastes and compile it into a bestiary of sorts. And when I can, I distribute that knowledge, so for anyone that's alive in there, here's some advice. Stick to the roads, avoid the woods if you're not well armed, to avoid ambushes, approach large trucks very carefully, eye the treetops, and always approach shorelines and watering holes with your weapon drawn. Oh, and avoid swimming, just in general. Well, if anyone's down there, I hope this helps. Welcome to the Commonwealth, keep an eye out for my bestiary, and good luck out there. Del Lincoln, your first Wasteland. Pen pal. Alright. Thanks, Dell, I suppose. So, here's the thing. We now have this knife, which is going to allow us to do this. Butcher animals. There are plenty of carcasses around, actually, at the moment, in Sanctuary, for us to butcher. However, also, the radiation we take from this torch isn't extreme. At least not for the first, like, minute. Then it starts to build up. I think it's 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and 120. So 2 minutes. When, let's just say, 10 rads per second is almost an instant death. Or, it's not instant death, but it's certainly a contribution. Alright. Well, I've rambled on a bit, haven't I, in this episode? I do that sometimes. Now, do we go in the vault? We are in Sanctuary, so, you know, we had to clear this location at some point. Should we have a look in the vault? Should we do it? I mean, there aren't any major consequences to us right now because we're in Sanctuary. We can save as we want. And, you know, the gameplay is not going to be like this, really, ever, unless we're in Sanctuary's boundaries. Because, you know, we need to be able to build up our settlement without worrying about dying. Forgetting about the timer, the raid timer. Did I already loot these? Probably did, and instantly forgot. See, this is how we're going to be dealing with life outside of our torch. And I know it's terrible to watch on YouTube when it's like this. So, you know, I apologize. I apologize. Oh, what's that? Oh no, I'm stuck in the animation. Did you see it? Someone had left a whole heap of supplies at the top of the vault in Sanctuary. My old nemesis. Now, I don't know what gear is going to be down here. Also, I'm kind of regretting coming down here now because a lot of that, a lot of the loot or the corpses that were in Sanctuary that we just killed are probably no longer there now. And that was meat, that was food, that was supplies. However, 10mm auto rounds, more 10mm rounds. A brand new shiny vault suit. How can I say no? Alright, so we're obviously going to have a little bit of gear down here. I don't know if this place is going to have any kind of radiation problem. It very well might do. Ugh. Ugh, what the hell happened down here? Slimy. Ooh, somebody has escaped the vault. What is this? That just rust? Looks more like rust than blood, doesn't it? Oh, there's a person. Oh, there are several people. Can we get any? Can't get any of these. Ooh, we can get this person out of the vault. Well, hello there. I'm very short compared to you. However, I'm down here and you're up there. Oh, she had a wedding ring. Run. Okay, so we just got ourselves a wedding ring. That's valuable. So obviously all this stuff is really, you know, it's just going to be kind of helpful supplies. Not sure if we can get access to any of these other locations. I feel like I have to shout. Apologies if I'm shouting at you. Okay, yeah, so there is a few enemies down here for us to murderize and then, you know, butcherize. Do you like lore? I've got a question for you. Do you like lore? Do you like it when YouTubers read the lore? Vault 111 is designed to test the long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware human subjects. Security staff are responsible for maintaining installation and integrity and monitoring science staff activity. Under no circumstances are staff allowed to deviate from assigned duties. Insubordination or interference with vault operations are capital offences. Security staff are authorised to use lethal force. Too much. It's too much for me. I like a little bit. I like a little bit of lore. But I don't like sitting and reading 10 years worth of information. Anyway, following a nuclear event, Vault-Tec will monitor hazards such as radiation levels, enemy invasion, subsequent attacks and other factors. Once conditions are deemed safe, this terminal will receive an all-clear notice. Upon receiving the all-clear notice, but what if everyone outside is dead and you never get an all-clear notice? Vault-Tec personnel may be evacuated at overseer discretion. Disregard any notices from organisations or individuals not associated with Vault-Tec, including government and military. Residents are not to be disrupted or evacuated. Vault-Tec will attend to their needs remotely once Vault 111 staff has been evacuated. Vault 111 is classified as a short-term assignment. Non-resident personnel are expected to carry out research duties and basic maintenance of the vault while awaiting the all-clear signal to evacuate. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, let's go. So we got a bit of an idea that these are the people here down in the vault. Well, they were being well taken care of, apparently, according to the robot that we just read. Can't drink from that. Okay. Is a computer a robot? Technically, I'm not sure of the definition. What a robot is. How did we come up with the word robot? Anyway, I'm thinking out loud again. Alright, let's spend a little bit of time in silence, shall we? Just wandering, looting, exploring the underground paradise. I would love to live down here, away from all the chaos and the red roaches. Oh no. So what I was... See? I'm telling you, man. Those things are brutal. Do we have any aid items on us? Do we have a stim pack? We do. We have a few. Okay, so check out our stats up there in the top right. Our damage, limb damage. So we get a good boost. Half of our limb damage is repaired, and then the rest, which isn't all of the rest, but a little bit of the rest, will be slowly. What do you get off those corpses? I can't actually remember what you get. Yeah, we're getting irradiated here. So we've restored a little bit of general HP, and our limbs have been partially restored. Recruitable settlers. Play it. Is this a settings holotape? Ooh, don't like that. That's not nice, is it? Okay, let's just give that a second to maybe reset itself. I think that's just a settings holotape, if I'm honest. That's death. That's death. That would have killed me, that. Got him. Honestly, these things... I was actually going to say to you, you know, just a second before that one exploded, that these things are just... they're death. They're so lethal. Okay, so we've got a 63% right leg. I never know if that vault icon up there is supposed to be, like, inverted because it's his left leg. Is it my left leg or my right leg? Okay, it's my left leg, so it is inverted. This is our core condition. No, it isn't. Apparently it's not. Actually, our core condition doesn't show up on the thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We've got a 63% left leg and a 78% or 76% right arm, which is not a big deal. It's just a little deal. Oh, it actually feels nice. Oh my goodness. It feels nice to have a kind of normal experience. They're just like those zombie exploders, aren't they? Although I think the zombie exploders are a bit more dramatic in their explosion. So, as I've been trying to say for the last 10 minutes since we got this knife, that it's great that we've got the knife, but we take it with us and then we die. We lose it, which means we can no longer harvest animals. And that's why I was very excited about harvesting all of the creatures that we just killed in Sanctuary. But I think now that we've come down here, they will have despawned. But I'm not sure about that. Let's go and find out. So yeah, I guess every few episodes, maybe every three or so episodes, you know, we will be... Yeah, so there was more gear here. So some of it's gone. 10mm pistol, a vault suit, and a baton. So that's nice. Somebody's left that behind. I guess it was somebody who was very, very excited and glad to be back in action. I mean, to be out of the vault. And, yeah, obviously they stripped off and ran around naked. As soon as they got out the vault, they were that ecstatic. Let's just go and have a look and see if these corpses are still here. Yeah, so the bug that we killed out here is gone. And I'm guessing that means that the ones down in Sanctuary will not be there for us to harvest. What time is it? It's early morning. How are our stats? We're a bit tired, we're a bit peckish, and we're a little bit parched. Now, let's go and try and cook up some food. I'm not quite sure how the food, the cooking works. How did I only just discover Sanctuary when we were here before? We were here before. I know we were here before. Now, I hope the loot hasn't respawned. I don't think we've looted this house, so don't count this house. But we've definitely looted the magazine, haven't we? Yep, definitely. Oh god, the novice locks are actually pretty tough on this mod list. Okay, give me that hot plate. So it's starting to get morning again. Let's just have a very quick look inside our old house, Ahab's old house, and see if that magazine has respawned. If it has, then Obviously, I've got an incorrect setting. Yeah, no, the gear in here is not respawning. Great. So we mustn't have actually fully discovered Sanctuary somehow. Maybe you've got to hit it from that specific angle. All right, I want to do one more thing before we head off for this episode, and that's grab the cooking thing here. At some point, we will run around and we'll scrap the entire planet of Sanctuary. I'm playing too much Starfield, haven't I? And, you know, we've got to start building up a settlement here at some point. But what I was trying to say is that, you know, we'll jump into a little bit of settlement organization. Maybe once every 5 episodes or something. It just maybe depends how we feel. So, as you can see, actually, a lot of the cooking has been evolved. We now need antiseptic to make purified water. Was that always the case? I don't know if it was. I don't think it was. Also, time passes when you craft and you don't get XP. Restores health and increases AP for 10 minutes. That's actually not bad, is it? And it probably serves you as in like a... Oh, it took us 45 minutes to make that. Why have we got a lockpick here burned into the background? That's kind of weird. It still serves you in that it will quench one's thirst. What can we make? Lots of different new food items, which is very, very, very exciting for the long game. But is there anything that we can make in general? Just generalized grilled radroach doesn't give us any HP. I'm assuming that some of the other items maybe do give us HP, or at least they give us max. Okay, so it's definitely a good idea to cook up like more advanced food items. I did always wonder, like, why do these mod authors leave in the basic vanilla elements, which is easy to cook, and then they put in all this advanced stuff which is difficult to cook, and there's no difference. But obviously there is a big difference. Some of them give you added major bonuses for a certain amount of time, for 30 minutes for that one. So let's cook up a little bit of roasted, and I won't cook up it all just in case these items are used in other ingredients, as ingredients in other recipes. 7 minutes per item. Okay, that's interesting. I think that's going to do for now. And I will, I guess, consolidate all of our gear that we've got down here in our basement to the workbench in Sanctuary. Alright, you beautiful, beautiful... Oh no, not this bug again. Oh wow. Give me everything, please. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, is that going to do that everywhere now? Sometimes it does that, doesn't it? Whenever you go into an underground location, you have the Vault audio playing in the background. Hey, wait, there's still some corpses laying around. Well, let's get butchering. I guess if I log out, these will probably definitely despawn. So now is the time, my friends. Now is always the time. Alright, so that's going to do us for this episode. You can expect, basically from now on, for the next few episodes, to... wait. Harvest. What do you have for harvesting? Bug blood. Oh, acid and oil. Well, that's actually quite valuable. So that's a whole swarm, so it counts as one entity. Alright, I'm going to have to look into this this whole Vault audio bug. I'm sure there is a mod that helps address that, because it's very common. So, what was I saying? Yes, for the next few episodes, you can expect more raids, more Tarkov style gameplay. But it's always a fascinating thought to me, you know, when you play Escape from Tarkov and then you get all the items and you take them back to your hideout and you sort of level them up a bit, you know, you evolve your hideout. Well, here we're doing that properly we've actually got a proper settlement to build with the loot that we find. And so I will prepare us for a few more raids going forward into the weird, wide, wonderful world of the Commonwealth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. Please remember, check in the description. There's all sorts of things happening down there. It's like a party and you are invited. And yeah, I do hope you will come back again for another episode of this series, which is called Zero to Hero to Tarkov in the Commonwealth. And I will see you there, won't I? Goodbye for now.